My dear friends from the Slavic world, here is an appeal from an Indian. How long you would fall prey to the Western conspiracy? How long you would fall prey to the conspirators like Volodymyr Zelensky? How long you would allow Slavic blood to spill all over Europe? You may be a Russian, you may be an Ukrainian, or you may be from any other Eastern European country. You must wake up, take a step back, and reflect upon what I'm about to say in this video. Question is, who is Volodymyr Zelensky? He is a Jew from Ukraine. He is an Ashkenazi Jew. So, who are Ashkenazi Jews? Well, these Ashkenazi Jews actually originated from Khazar. Almost 5,000 years back, Khazar became a settlement for a large group of people. They were materialists. That is, their philosophy was materialism. They used to practice esoteric occultism for their own material benefit. They were originally polytheistic. From the onset, Khazars had religious knowledge, military skills, scientific knowledge, and vast wealth. Once settled down, they quickly formed strong army by drafting in Turkic nomadic horsemen from eastern Anatolia, that is eastern part of Turkey. Let's take a closer look at the Khazar region. Khazar is extremely significant from the historical context of the last 5,000 years. It was a settlement for the materialists. Today, Khazar falls mostly in a country called Georgia. Georgia has borders with Russian Federation on north and Turkey, Armenia and Azerbaijan on south. However, Khazar was located between Black Sea on west, Caspian Sea on the east, north of Caucasus mountain range, that is Georgian Caucasus mountain range, and south of Volgograd and Rostov-on-Don region of present-day Russian Federation. Khazars continued with their practice of esoteric occultism till 750 AD in the Christian era and finally took Judaism in between 700 to 800 AD in the Christian era. However, in between 100 to 700 CE, Khazars practiced esoteric occultism under the guise of polytheistic Tengrism and monotheistic shamanism. In between 600 CE to 1000 CE, they formed their powerful empire, Khazar Khaganate. Roughly around 900 AD, Khazars got into military conflicts with Slavic Russia and were pushed back. They intended to push into the Russian mainland across Volgograd region and also across Rostov-on-Don region. In 960 AD, Russian Slavic king from Kiev, Sviatoslav, defeated the Khazars in Volga river basin. It was a crushing defeat and Khazars lost their city of Atil. In 980 AD, in the Christian era, Sviatoslav's son Prince Vladimir defeated the Khazars again, and this time Khazarian empire completely collapsed. One by one, the city of Samandar, Belenzer and Derbent fell to the Russian Slavic army. Finally, Khazar Khaganate was completely destroyed by the Russian Slavic army around 1000 AD in the Christian era. Displaced Khazarian Jews migrated to Eastern Europe via Ukraine, and then from there these people migrated to Western and Northern Europe via Poland, Germany and Austria, from there to England. These people are known as Ashkenazi Jews. In the aftermath of the collapse of the Khazarian Khaganate, Khazarian Jews started to migrate into Eastern Europe via Ukraine and from there to Poland. These Eastern European Jews are known as Ashkenazi Jews. Thus, Ukraine and Poland alongside Georgia continued to become Jewish strongholds. Thus, Volodymyr Zelensky is a Khazarian Jew turned Ashkenazi Jew. These people later spread into Hungary, Germany and Austria and then into Netherlands and England. Most of the Illuminati Jewish family are Ashkenazi Jews such as Rothschilds, Rockefellers, etc., though there are Sephardic Jews as well. Remember, Jews never forget, Jews never forgive. Jews didn't forgive the Slavic Russians for the collapse of their Khazarian empire. They waited more than 900 years and finally Ashkenazi Jews of Russia and Eastern Europe orchestrated the Bolshevik Revolution. Bolshevik Jews were funded by the Ashkenazi Jews businessmen and oligarchs based out of Russia, and Ukraine and their Jewish counterparts or Jewish cousins settled in Britain and United States of America. Frontline Bolshevik leaders or communist leaders were all Jews or crypto-Jews. Communism was a Jewish invention. It is now known to many that most of the frontline Bolshevik communist leaders were atheist Jews or crypto-Jews. It is also known that they were funded by immensely wealthy Jewish Zionist leader Jacob Schiff, who was a top brass at the Kuhn-Loeb and Company. Jacob Schiff actually is a German Jew. He was born in Frankfurt and then he migrated to United States of America, where he became the top brass at Kuhn-Loeb and Company. Bolshevik Jews, also called as communists, overthrew Tsar of Russia Nicholas II and slaughtered his entire family. Communists went on to slaughter more than 60 million, that is 6 crore ethnic Russians, most of whom were Slavic Russians, as per Rudolf Rummel and Benjamin Valentino. Bolshevik Jew turned communist leader Vladimir Lenin orchestrated famine in Russia in 1921, which killed 5 million Russians. Apart from that, there are many instances of genocide and mass murder. One such instance was the Great Purge that was orchestrated and instructed by Joseph Stalin, which again saw 1 million ethnic Russians, most of whom were Slavics, perishing. This is the state of affairs. Jews use a political science principle or political science tool called Hegelian dialectic in order to extend and perpetuate their own field of class interest. Hegelian dialectic is a political science principle or political science tool that comprises of 3 distinctive stages or phases: thesis, also called as action or problem; antithesis, also called as reaction; and synthesis, also called as solution. Ruling elites use this political science principle in order to set a narrative so that they can push through their own agenda. They also use this principle in order to polarize the masses among 2 conflicting or among 2 contradictory ideologies such as fascism or Nazism and communism. They're seemingly contradictory, they're seemingly conflicting ideologies, but remember that both these ideologies, this left-wing and right-wing ideologies, are actually Jewish invention. Using these conflicting ideas, using these conflicting ideologies, they polarize the society among 2 different poles. This is the basis of communism, which is described as dialectic materialism. And they exactly did that prior to the Second World War. Jews profit from conflict and war. From ancient times, Jews have been instigating wars and making profit from the war efforts. Jewish oligarchs in Britain and United States of America financed and created Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party. Jews created and propped up the idea of Aryanism, white supremacism, and racism. They financed the Nazis and created the massive German war machine and later made profit from Nazi Germany's war efforts. Second World War was a conflict among 2 opposing ideologies, 2 contradictory ideologies, 2 conflicting ideologies called fascism and communism. As per Hegelian dialectic, these opposing ideologies are called thesis and antithesis. When they clash, outcome is a synthesis, that is, a synthetic solution is achieved. Creation of the ideological state of Israel was the synthetic solution or outcome of this conflict. Also, Jews wanted to exterminate the native Russians, that is the Slavic Russians, and the Slavic race of Eastern Europe using the Nazi Germany. 27 million Russians died during Second World War. Nazis also killed a large number of people from Roma tribes. Roma people are of Indian origin. The country Romania got its name from Roma. Europe had a large Roma population in Romania, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia. Most of these people have been slaughtered by the Nazis. Nazis also slaughtered a large number of people of African and Asian origin. I do not want to say any further on Holocaust. Okay? Here are some of the most prominent Ashkenazi Jews, or for that matter crypto Jews, that is, who practice Judaism under the guise of some other religion, or who are actually from Jewish origin. For that matter, there are many who now believe that Adolf Hitler never committed suicide in the Führer bunker in Berlin once the Red Army entered into Berlin at the fag end of the Second World War. Many believed that Adolf Hitler lived long in far-flung Argentina. There are evidences to support this statement or support this theory. My dear Slavic friends, here are my thoughts. Jews subverted Russia using communism. What did it result? A massive loss of Slavic Russian lives, an unprecedented crime against the humanity. Dear Ukrainians, try to understand that Volodomyr Zelensky is not of your kind. He is not an ethnic Slav. He is a Khazarian Jew turned Ashkenazi Jew. He is a blue-eyed boy of the ruling elites. It is the Anglo-American empire or Anglo-American hegemony that has made him the president of Ukraine at such a young age. He is an elite. Don't go by the hype that Western media has created around him. His job is to serve the Western empire and the ruling elites and create a scenario such that more and more Slavic blood spills. Zelensky is their puppet. For that matter, Poroshenko or Petro Poroshenko was also their puppet. Zelensky is not sincere. He is a propaganda himself. He is a photo op and nothing else. Therefore, my dear friends from Slavic race, unite and unite under the leadership of Mother Russia and teach the Anglo-American empire a lesson that they would never forget. My dear Slavic friends, I'd like to say a few words from the great Indian epic called Mahabharata. More than 5,000 years back, in ancient India, a bloody war was fought among the brothers and close relatives. Millions perished and it weakened India forever. A man called Shakuni was the instigator, conspirator and subverter. Epic Mahabharata describes the events leading up to the war and the events that followed thereafter. Shakuni was a materialist. He was a great gambler. He was deceitful. He would play the game of dice and use unfair means to win. For him, the life was a game of dice and he would want everyone to get addicted to this unholy game because he knew that it was heavily stacked in his favor. He preferred deceit over valor. He was a conspirator and a backstabber. Through this character, ancient Indian sage Vyasa depicted the typical nature of the deceitful masters of the current dark age and cautioned us about the impending danger from these deceitful masters, the great gamblers. Understand this very fact.